There are several ways to eat bread, aside from bread and tea, bread and egg, and what have you. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys two ways in which you can make bread and enjoy it as a sandwich. Welcome to my channel. This is Sisi Space, and I hope you enjoy today's video. This particular recipe, I love it so much. Why? Because it is filling, it is fit farm friendly, it is healthy, yes, healthy, and it is also enjoyed mostly by kids. So, how are we doing this? First of all, I got my cabbage and then I cut them into little chunks, just like I would for my coleslaw and what have you. You can use different veggies of your choice, you can use kale, and of course, just your choice. Now, when I'm done with my cabbage, I just got them into a bowl. I got my carrots, I cleaned it, and then I went ahead to grate it just as you guys can see. Now, when we are done with this, we are also going to add this into a bowl and then we continue with our other veggies. If you have other veggies, continue. Now, for our bread, we are going to be using sliced bread. So, cut the edges of your bread, okay? And then keep them aside. Emphasis on keep them aside because we are still going to use it in this recipe. So, for this particular one, I'm going with about 4 slices of bread that I'm going to be using for these bread rolls. So I just went ahead to cut out everything to get my thinly sliced bread. So like I said, keep those edges. You are going to need them later. Now, get your rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, make use of a glass bottle or anything just to press down this bread. And then you are going to actually just roll it like this until it is very flat. Like very, very flat, as if the bread offended you. You are going to know why later. So, for the first slices of bread I'm going to be using for this recipe, we are just going to go ahead to roll out everything till they are very thin. Your bread has to be very thin, if not, this recipe might not work. It's very simple, very, very simple, and not tedious at all. Just follow the instructions. Now we are done with the first slices of bread, and here I have boiled eggs. We are going to be using 2 boiled eggs for this recipe. You can use more depending on what you want, you understand. And then we are going to go ahead to grate this. You can just mash it, but know that if you mash it, you might not get a fine texture. So just grate it. But please do not blend. Just grate is what I said. So we are going to go ahead with the second boiled egg and then we are also going to repeat the process. This one almost gave me a hard time because the egg wasn't fully cooked. So when you are cooking yours, make sure it boils very well, as in hard boiled egg, so that you're not going to have issues when it comes to grating it. Now that we are done with that, we are going to move to the next step. So this is our veggies. Like I said, you can add more veggies if you want, but these are just my choice. These are just my veggies of preference. So I added in the egg, and remember the crumbs that I said we are still going to use. So this is where they come in. So we are going to just cut this one into little cuts and then we are going to add it into this mixture. So in the process of making this, don't worry, your bread is not going to waste. We are going to be using everything. Mm-hmm, everything. So now we are going to add in ketchup and we're also going to add in some mayonnaise. You can use any dressing of your choice, but you guys know that I'm on a fit farm journey, so I try to keep things as low as possible. Even though still with that, it still came out very yummy. So you can add as much as you want. You can add your mustard. You can just, just do you. And that is it. So after I finished adding my dressing, I just gave it a very, very good stir. and I'm going to just set this aside. Now that we are done mixing this thoroughly, we are going to get aside a separate bowl and we are going to mix flour with water together. I didn't have plain flour at home, so I used my pancake mix to do this. So now this water is going to be a form of a glue that we're going to be using to bind the both ends of the bread. So it has to be very thick. You can also make use of egg, but what's the point breaking a whole egg you're not going to finish using? So we have to economize. So just get your flour. It could be normal flour, it could be corn flour, anything. Just do that process. So now this is where the work is, and funny enough, it's not tedious. As you guys can see, just placing your veggie. Make sure you pin it with your hands before you roll so that you're not going to have difficulties with rolling, okay? And so that the veggies will not split in the process of rolling. So just pin it up with your hands. Then before you get to the ending of the bread, add in the binder and you guys can see, easy peasy. All right, so now let's go through this process again. Get your thinly rolled bread. Add in your veggies, not too much, so that it doesn't overshadow the bread. Tighten your veggies and then you are going to roll. When it gets to the end, add in your binder and then you are good to go. So we're just going to repeat this for the remaining bread. Now that we are done with this final piece, let's move to the next action. So the next thing will be to get our non-stick pan. You put it on your stove top. You are not going to grease, you don't need to grease or add anything, just your pan. And then you are going to let it face where you actually sealed, okay? You make sure that the sealed part is where you roast first. Now you're going to keep tossing this on your pan. Make sure it doesn't get burnt. So you keep tossing it side by side until everything is brown. So you just keep doing this. You see this part, this is the part that I really realized that I have become that African mom who is actually going to take things on fire with her bare hands. Like I've gotten to that age. So, like I said, you're going to keep toasting this until everything gets brown. You see, that side was almost getting burnt. So, that means that you have to be really, really fast. It doesn't take a lot of time, like it's very, very fast because we did not grease the pan. So, just toast, toast, toast. Seconds, few seconds, you toast again, and you just continue doing that. Toast every side, even the tip, toast everything so that everything can come out really, really crunchy when you are done. And that is all with this method. Now we move to the next. The next method of making our sandwich is by this. You are going to get your sliced bread and we are going to toast this first. You guys know that we toast the other one after we were done, but this one you toast first. And when it is done, you are going to know because in just few seconds, it's going to be giving you that crunchy vibes. And for this one, we are going to be using 3 slices of bread. 3 slices of bread is my own personal way of making sandwich per person because you guys remember I'm on a fitness journey, so 3 slices is my portion. Now we are done making this and our bread is out. See how it's looking fresh. Now we move to the next step. The next step is to get the same veggie mix that we used for the previous one, and we are just going to layer it until we layer it on the second bread. So you're just going to layer it on the first, cover it with the second bread, layer it again, and then cover it with the third bread. I think this is the normal way people make sandwich, except that our filling is always different. You can add anything to your filling, you can add chicken, you can add anything, and that is just it. So we're going to cover this up with the third bread, and then we are just going to give this a cut. You can cut into 4, you can cut into 2, but I decided to cut into 2. And you guys come and look at what we have here. So Let's go. Look at this. Just look at this. So that is it, guys. We have two methods. So which one do you think you are going to be trying? And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notification, like my videos, share to your loved ones. And to my returning subscribers, I say thank you so much for coming back and tuning in into this channel. This means so much to me. And guys, that is all we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to share, like, and also try out this recipe and let me know how it went for you. See you guys in my next video. Bye.